Welcome back to mckilliplife. My name is Amber and today I'm in the kitchen. Today I'm going to be making a crock pot version of Salisbury steak. And just to get it out of the way, please refer to my other video about my hand. So let's get into it. So tonight we're going to be making crock pot Salisbury steak. And my camera wasn't recording, so I got to give you a retrospective explanation of what's in this bowl. So I started out with 1.5 pounds of ground beef. I added a half a cup of breadcrumbs, a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of pepper, and 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, as well as 1 beaten egg. And I was explaining that the recipe asks that we split this up into 6 different patties, and with my hand, I wasn't quite sure if I could do that. So I went ahead and used my cookie scoop to make balls, and then used my hand to sort of make the balls smoother. So I now have meatballs instead of large patties. So the next step of the recipe is to go ahead and brown our balls in the skillet on the stove before we add everything into the crock pot. This is lean ground beef, it's 90%, so it shouldn't be putting off a whole lot of fat, but it should also not need fat in the pan in order to cook. And the recipe did state make sure not to cook them all the way through, since this will be sitting in the crock pot for multiple hours. We're just wanting to get a crust on the meat. Okay, in our crock pot we'll be adding our mushrooms, which is 4 ounces mushroom sliced. And then it'll be a half onion sliced will be going in as well. You're basically making a veggie bed in order to put your meat on top, which is common in a lot of crock pot recipes. I'm just going to mix that up a little bit, and on top of this bed of veggies, we're going to add our meat. Like I said, it's not fully cooked, it just has some seared edges on it to give it some good flavor and structure. And I think I'm going to choose to do this one on the low setting for 4 hours. Hopefully. The recipe tells me to later remove the patties and then thicken the sauce. I hope these patties hold together. We'll see. Okay, so our patties are in there. To pour over this, we're going to have 2 cups of beef broth, and in that we're going to be adding a packet of gravy mix, 1 teaspoon of 1 teaspoon of yellow mustard, they say Dijon, this is what I have, and then 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. So just mixing this all together so it's homogeneous as we add it into our pot. And it's as simple as that. We're going to add this in and cover and slow cook on low 4 to 5 hours or on high for 3 hours, and then you check the temperature of the meat. I'll see you in 4 hours. The timer has gone off on the pressure cooker, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And now the fun part of pulling out the meat so I can work on the sauce. So they want us to thicken the sauce with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch mixed with 2 tablespoons of water. So I'm gonna mix this up to make my slurry. Might have made a mistake, I used hot water, but we'll see. And I have decided to serve this with mashed potatoes and peas for dinner. So I have my peas thawing out, and I'm gonna just go simple and do instant mashed potatoes. It's really gooey. And I'm still seriously considering blending this sauce because I think it'd be really yummy. And then there's not a whole lot of, oh, I need to pick this out or pick that out. Try to be careful about using metal utensils in my Instapot and pressure cooker because I don't want to mess up the lining on it. I've already had to replace the pot before because it got scraped and it started rusting where the lining got scraped. So I think I am going to immersion blend this. Okay, we have a smooth gravy, no vegetable chunks, and now to put the meat back in. Okay, the meatballs are all covered with the gravy, so I'm going to go ahead and change this to keep warm as I work on the veggies and potatoes. So for mashed potatoes, I'm just using the generic Walmart one, and I cut out the instructions from the box and I put it in my little plastic container, so whenever I need it, I can just pull it out and I always know what I need. So I'm going to do the 6 servings, which is 2 cups of water, 3/4 of a cup of milk, for my liquids. So our 2 cups in. And this has been recently boiled, so it's nice and hot. So it won't take as long to come up to heat. And I don't have milk. I do have some of this heavy cream. So let's see how much of this I can get. If I need to, I might just pause the whole process and wait for Wes to come home because I did ask him to get some milk. Yeah, it's nowhere near 3/4 of a cup. So I'll be back. So Wes to the rescue. Got milk, and we will add our 3/4 cup of and then we're doing 3 tablespoons of butter and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And instead of plain salt, I like using this Santa Maria's all-purpose seasoning. It's gluten-free. It has garlic and what do you call it? Roasted pepper in it. Roasted black pepper. Smoked black pepper. So I think it gives a nice flavor to the things that you want, if you want garlic in it. So we're gonna bring this to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, it's basically done. You just turn off the heat and then you start whisking in your flakes. And this is calling for 2 cups of flakes. So I'm gonna actually rinse and dry my cup measuring cup for when I'm able to add it to this. For the peas, it's gonna be really simple. I just defrosted some frozen peas in the pan, or in the bowl, and I'm gonna bring them to heat in the pan with some butter and some of the same seasoning to make them taste good. And then dinner should be done. So I guess the next thing you'll see is a taste test at the table. So here we are with our bowls. I just put everything in one bowl. And it's gonna be very hot since we just cooked it.
It's been close to something that's not good to eat, so yes, it will be hot.
What do you mean?
You aren't supposed to eat fire. Still steaming. Very good. Come on by, dish yourself up a bowl.
I think it turned out good. Thank you for joining me in the kitchen.
Have a great day.
May your day go well. We are a new channel, so feel free to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Come back and see us.